Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? 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 Is anybody there? Is anybody there? Hey, Holly Jolly, how are you today? Hi, Emerald, Katie, Kim, Luna. Hey, everybody. How is everybody? Sarita, Phyllis, Amy. Hello? Julie, Rake's Funny Farm. I like that. Kim Francher. Hi, everybody. Everybody, they're saying hello to everybody. Say hello, people. Say hello. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Patty. Hi. Blues Rider. Hey, everybody. How is everybody tonight? I'm glad Gypsy is quiet too. Hey, everybody. Hi, Kim. Hi, Janine. Hey, guys. So, thank you so much. So, guys, I wanted to talk to you. Boston Chick, I saw it. I saw it. Thank you for that. Thank you for all the shout outs that you give me. I appreciate it. Guys, Fiona's mom, thank you guys. Thank you. So listen, I wanted to talk to you guys about I did get my nap. I got about 2 hours. So I wanted to ask you guys so I'd like to stay with the channel, but I would like to have a little bit more organization with the channel. No problem about the typos. That's why I use talk to text and I have no punctuation when I use that. So I wanted to ask you guys about some stuff that I wanted to see about the channel. So I would like to go forward with the channel, like I said, and again, a little bit more organization and what guests like you. You know what? Don't get mad at me, but if you told me your story, a lot of you have told me your story. There was somebody that had reached out to me and was a Jehovah's Witness, used to be in the Jehovah's Witness, and I asked them, you should wild and free like my hair. Um, and I wanted to talk to some people about like their upbringings and stuff, if it's unique and different, and we could share them and stuff like that. So, and I also wanted to have, hey Joe, Fiona's mom, Janine, everybody, thank you so much for spending seriously for it's St. Patrick's Day too, right? Thank you so much for spending your St. Patrick's Day Eve or your St. Patrick's Day night here. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Are you still currently a Jehovah's Witness, Phyllis? Thank you so much. Autumn Winters. Hello. So I wanted to do like because I think a lot of you guys are more my age, if I'm right. So that would be like 50s, 60s. And I wanted to do like every week or maybe every month, something like for instance, do like the Son of Sam, like David Berkowitz, right? The Son of Sam, and explain that whole, Summer of Sam and go into what the music was like and all that and do like a little history of that and then go into the crime and Son of Sam, especially because that's who started the Son of Sam laws. David Berkowitz, the guy that supposedly heard dogs and would go out and kill people in their cars in New York City. A lot of times they were in their cars. So some of you are interested in stuff like that. True crime all the way. Granny panties right here. Okay. And then we got some people that are giving out your age. I got a few, obviously, in my 60s here, in your 60s here, in mine too. So I wanted to do something like that. And it looks like you guys are interested. And that. So that would be cool. So I did want to do something like that. And before I forget, the Hoop Dog contest. Everybody that wants to join or get involved in the Hoop Dog t-shirt giveaway, I've been on Will's page. I haven't heard him say anything about the t-shirts. I know he's going to get it done, but I know he's working on a bunch of stuff right now, and I know he's all over the place with his feelings, but he will get those shirts made. So what I'd like for you guys to do is, I want you to like and subscribe over on Will's. Like his Hoop Dog video, the one about him losing the dog. And then come over to mine, one of my either the giveaway or the one that talks about the giveaway. Hit hashtag honoring Hoop Dog and just tag me. Do not tag me. Please do not tag me in Will's videos, because Will doesn't really know who I am. He did thank me for the video, but he doesn't know who I am, and I don't want to screw up his videos. But I think honoring Hoop Dog is something that's respectable that we could put in his videos, and then come on back over to where I'm at and just put that and I'll get it and I'll enter you guys in the contest. Just hit at Toddy One Skip, Fiona's mom. If you hit at Toddy One Skip, and I think, what is the number? I have a number after my name. So whatever it says on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever it says there, just go ahead and do that. And I've been taking pictures, screenshots of those, so that when I go to pull names out, it'll be good. Did you ever look into Mark Fisher? Mark Fisher, is he the one that was going to was Mark Fisher the one that was in Taiwan or in the Orient somewhere? Was he the one that was like proposing or propositioning younger women? So that's what I think. If that's Mark Fisher, or is that Mitch Brisker? I don't know. You're gonna have to remind me who he is. He has his own show. They all have their own shows on YouTube, unfortunately or fortunately. So I don't know. What about Pam Smart? There's so many crimes. I looked into. You guys had me look into the Vander Ark crime. Oh my God, where the woman starves her kids. Yeah, I could probably do maybe one of those a week. I couldn't do 7 a week. That would just kill me. So, ex Jehovah's Witness, I'd love to talk to you guys. I want to know certain things. I'd like to ask you certain things. So please, 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 if you are like ex Jehovah's Witness and willing to talk about it and stuff like that, please hit me up on my email at toddy1skip@gmail.com. There's a few ex Jehovah's Witness, ex Muslim. That's interesting. Please, if you guys are willing to tell your story and are patient with me, please, let's hit me up on my email and I'll reach out. Hi, Aaron. I should say Aaron, right? It's Aaron. It's not Aaron. I have a cousin named Aaron. Pam Smart lived only 40 minutes from me. Boston Chick, you got a lot of things going on. I loved your take on Gypsy earlier today. I did 2 things on Gypsy. Alex Murdaugh. There was so much stuff about that man. And there was just so much stuff about that man. So I want to go back in time and do some cases, you know what I'm saying? Like, go back in time and bring in, the culture of the time, what was big in the country, the fads and stuff like that. And then, so that we get a feel for what was going on, as well as, what the crime did to society at the time. Like, New York was basically shut down. People going out at night. It was basically shut down for a while there with the Son of Sam running around. Also wanted to do something on John Lennon's murder, Mark David Chapman. Jack the Ripper. I thought about Jack the Ripper. There's some new stuff that came out about him or about whoever Jack the Ripper is. So, you know, so good. So I wanted to do stuff like that. I want and please, I just wanted to. I lived in Manchester, New Hampshire. Catherine Brown. I used to live in Manchester, New Hampshire. I lived in Candia. Was it Candia? And then to Manchester for a very short period of time. The Menendez brothers, I think that there's hope of them getting out. There's a bunch of new stuff going on with them. So there's a lot. There's a lot of crime. We could talk about the Menendez brothers, but in the past tense and then bring it up to, you know, what's going on today. Nashua. I have not been to Nashua, but I used to work at Logan Airport for a very short period of time when I used to work for Marriott in-flight services. They were the people that put the food on the airline. They made up the food and put them on. I used to be the beverage and the alcohol and beverage manager. It was the beverage and something with Braniff and Piedmont Airlines. I'm good, Sarah Anderson. How are you? So I'm reading the chat. Hello from Louisiana. Is that Chelly Marie? If I get anybody's name wrong, don't get mad at me. Catherine Brown, Manchester is getting really bad. Is it really? I haven't been there in forever. But I loved it. When I left Florida, that was really the first place I went. Just finished the live with Fancy. I saw her. She was talking about the disorder, the chromosome disorder, right? She was reading about that. I'm from Canada. What part of Canada, Nikki Pie? From New Mexico. I used to live in Albuquerque when I was in the witness protection program. They put apparently, and I'm not the only one because I met somebody much later who was also in New Mexico for the witness protection program. Yeah, guys, I think Fancy. I mean, you guys have to. You might not like her. I personally think that she's just very frustrated, but I like her fine, and I think that for real, she's got the facts. She's got the in on that one. So, I really appreciate her research and such. Yeah, see, the positive chromosome disorder test results have changed everything. I have to go look at that. I was sleeping. I have to sleep for a little bit. So, another thing that I wanted to just say, please, is that like I went to high school in New Mexico too, Sandia High School. When I was on on Fancy's Good Wives Network morning thing, and was it Wake Up and Crime? Is that a cute name, right? Um, when I went on that to just watch it, I had a few people reach out to me during the chat, and I appreciate that. But I can't have a conversation in the chat when it's a live chat and you guys aren't there for me. And I appreciate the love, but I don't want to do that to anybody. Angel Wings, Tennessee. Or is it just Angel Wings TN and I overthought that one? Do you have videos up about the witness protection program? There is a video, not necessarily about that, but it talks about it. I forgot the name of the video. It is, but I was in the witness protection program for my first year in high school. It is Tennessee, okay. And Southern Illinois from Sarah. So I was in there for about a year because my dad was a criminal. He's no longer with us, and he straightened his life around. I'm in New York too, Phyllis. But before he straightened his life around, he did bad things, and he went into the witness protection program to I'm from Florida, Janine, South Florida. Anyway, so we were in the witness protection program. My dad, me, and his wife and her daughter for about a year. I'm not even sure it was that long. My stepmom got out of the program because my dad ended up doing time, and he wasn't supposed to do time if he turned over state's evidence. So I guess he turned over state's evidence, and they said, "Too bad, you're going to do time anyway." And my stepmom um, left, took us and left the program. I don't remember a lot. I remember that I had to wait to go to school because they had to wait for my school records, and my school records had to have a different name than the name that I was born under. But in the meantime, my stepsister got to go right into elementary school because you didn't need all that. So, hey, from Tennessee, one of my best friends lives in Nashville or Memphis. I think it's Nashville. It might be Memphis. Anyway, so I remember uh, that I thought it was really cool being in the witness protection program because before I even went into a bathroom, they would have to check the public bathrooms and make sure that there was nobody there. And so having like a security guard, and when you're about 13, 14 years old, follow you or lead the way. And yeah, that was pretty exciting as a kid. I never felt like my life was in danger or afraid while I was in the program. When we got out of the program and I went to go live with my mom, I did feel that. I did feel afraid when we left the program. Yeah, I had celebrity status. So that's why I love Vermont. Do you have a TikTok? I do. It's under the same name. I'm a little behind on that. Um, yeah, my dad, I'm sure, had some great stories, but he didn't want to talk about it. But thanks, Janine. I appreciate it. That was the first time um that I spent a lot of time writing because I had to wait to go to school. So I wrote my first screenplay. My first it was a one-off. It was called Something More Than Money. And they ended up actually having like a one-off, a movie of the week about that. It was about a family who came from wealth only to have lost it all. And that's what I wrote about. We didn't really come from great wealth, but definitely in the witness protection program, we were humbled down a bit, which is fine. It had nothing to do with me. Alonzo's in the chat. Hi, Alonzo. And let's see. Emerald AV Hedge. I think you just didn't know if it was really hers. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, so that's where I was in the program. So a few of you have also asked about my name and how I got my name. So um I I write under the surname of Todd, and a really good friend of mine had found something of mine, and they didn't know that I wrote under that name. A really good friend, right? They didn't know that I wrote under that name. It didn't matter because they never, if they saw anything I wrote, I wouldn't have had my last name to it. I would have given it to them. It was, before there was computers and stuff like that. But that's what happened was when computer era and stuff got in there and we started communicating via social media or just through emails, they were like, "What's up with this?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that's the name that I write under." And so they started calling me Toddy, and then that kind of stuck. And then one day I went to mail them something, and for some reason, I don't know, I just wrote Toddy One Skip as the return address, and then that stuck. And so from there, it's been Toddy One Skip. So that's how I got the name. So what else? Let me see. Did I miss anything? Thank you, Dina. That was only the beginning of it. Does anybody have anything to ask? Off Grid Simply Happy Rodriguez. How are you? Good evening to you. Love from Georgia. What part of Georgia? I have friends in Georgia. I almost moved to Georgia. I know I moved around a lot, huh? That's because I think my dad was a criminal. I think that's why we moved around so much. You were in a timeout. Somebody put you in a timeout. Hi, Lady Wolf. Yeah, please. You could share your story. Do you want to write to me, Sarita? Toddy1skip at gmail.com. I can ask you some questions and perhaps we can do this live. I think I might do something again with Mrs. J, like a catch up. See how she's doing. Okay, great, Sarita. I look forward to it. Summer Wells case is insane. You said Summer Wells. I went to the tennis place in my head. What is that? The tennis tournament? I just saw it was there too. I'm a tennis fan. Anybody that? You know what I love about you is that you treat all your viewers as if we're friends. This is well, I hope you guys are. I mean, I think that we all have this I'd like to think that we have a respectable relationship, you know, that when we disagree, we could disagree, you know, nicely without any kind of fighting and stuff. So Fancy's in the chat, or the Good Wives Network's in the chat. We have to say hello. How you doing, Fancy? Everybody was telling me that they just left you after you're live and how fascinating it was. I only caught a little bit of it. I am going to go back to it. So I agree. This is a wonderful community. Hi, Lily. Buttons Bichon says hi to Fancy. I am going to check that out. I'm checking that out. Fancy, I am going to check that out. I was just telling them before you got on, but they were telling me as well how fascinating it was. And like I said, I got a little bit of it. I caught a little bit. How far late? Hi, Tammy. It's okay. You made it. So, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to have complete transparency on this page. I never delete anybody. Usually comments that people would think I'd delete, they don't say much about me. They say something about the person that wrote it. So they might catch themselves later and say, shit, that didn't look good an hour ago. I mean, that looked really good an hour ago, but it didn't look so good now. So they might delete it before I get to it. But I promise you, I don't delete anything. No, Jerry, this is my second live by myself. But this is my second live by myself. And I think the fourth live that I've done two with Mrs. J. So, comment. How about a video about the Cecil Hotel? Yeah, I'll write that down. That's pretty interesting. Let me write that down. I don't know much about it, so obviously I want to do some research about it, but that's interesting. You're welcome, Joe. Sure, need to do a live together. Okay. We can definitely talk about that. Fancy, we can talk about that. Hello, Gigi. Let's see. Nope, no super chats. Everything's for free here. The only time I get paid from YouTube, I haven't yet, but will be through the ads that they put out on my channel. And if there is, so here's something that I wanted to talk about. And I'm not trying, I just feel the need to say this. So Garrison Brown, I did 2 videos on Garrison. That's all I'm doing on Garrison, unless something comes up. I am not going to exploit the fact that that young man and what he went through. I'm not doing it. So like I said, the videos that I put out about Garrison Brown, every dime I make from those videos, I am donating to um, either a suicide prevention, or if I heard that, I know that he loved cats, so maybe I'll do something in his name and with cats. And anytime I ever say I'm going to do something like that, I will always have receipts about that, like literal receipts that I did that. But I am not going to go on and on and on about a young man who unalived himself because of the misery that he felt, just to put other people under that misery. There are content creators that have made me sick about it. They've donated $1,000, yet they've made $15,000 off of one stream. One stream, they've made $15,000, and they've had several streams, and they're going to donate $1,000. No, that's exploiting. I'm never going to do that. So, thank you, Autumn. Yes, I agree, Fiona. That was so sad. That was so sad. Vaccine trial. I don't know anything about Lisa Lamb. So, and the transparency, I just want to be 100% honest with you guys. And, yeah. So, any questions you guys have for me? Because those are basically the things that I wanted to talk about, the direction that I want the channel to go in. I am going to dig into the Cecil Hotel. You had said you took an interest in Christianity at around 5 or 6 years. I was wondering, you exposed to it and what it meant to you that resonated in that. So what happened was I had dislocated my hip when I was a child playing football with my brother because I was the biggest tomboy. And I got the touchdown. But I was 6 or 7 years old, and my brother, I have 3 brothers. The one that I was playing with at this time is 3 years older than me, so he was 9. But he was sick as a child. He had nephritis, which has to do with your kidneys, and I only knew this later on. I knew that he was sick as a kid, but I didn't know that, like, the medication he was on made him slow, not slow in the head, but slow in his actions. So when he landed on me, after I got the touchdown, he just wouldn't get off. Like, it was taking him a while to just, like, get off the tackle. So I pulled my hip out. Well, I pulled my leg from under him. In doing so, I pulled my hip out. And when I pulled my hip out, I didn't start crying right away because I remember it felt like intense sleep, like the needles when your legs go to sleep. And I just kind of laid there. But the kicker was, a while before then, my dad had walked around the house with a cane. He had hurt his back or something, and I was faking injuries. So when it really happened, nobody believed me when it happened. But anyway, my brothers went out there and said, "No, man, her leg looks messed up." And so I guess they saw that, and I had to go to the hospital, and I was in a full-length body cast. It went, like, up from here all the way down, and it was one of those old-time casts. And, so I couldn't sit. All I could do is lay down or stand because it was just, and it went up one leg and then around the hip and up a little bit, and I had to have it for, like, months. I had one of those hospital beds that you pulled with a chain, and I had to go to the bathroom in one of those hospital bedpans because I couldn't sit. So, when I was going to get the cast off, my brothers, my 2 older brothers teased me and said, "Yeah, when you get your cast off, they're gonna use, a saw, and they're gonna take your leg off," and that scared me to death. That really scared me. So when I was crossing the street to go get the cast off with my parents, because I guess that was the parking was across the street, there were cars coming, and I was just so scared. I closed my eyes. I'd never prayed to God before. This is because Holly Jolly asked me how I found God at this age, at such a young age. And anyway, so I put my head down, and I was crossing the road, so I mean I had my crutches, and I just put my head down, and I just said, God, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know if you're there, but if you're there, please don't let them take the saw and cut my leg off. And then for some reason at that age, I had the foresight to say, and please don't let me be afraid anymore. And when I lifted my head up, I wasn't afraid of the saw. I wasn't afraid of what I was going to go face or anything. So that was the beginning of my relationship with God. That was it. And since then, I've just looked into it more and more, and that's it. Hi from Taiwan. Hi from Taiwan. Wow, what time is it there? So that's my story about how I found my religion. Yeah, I've had some very profound moments. I'm very, very, very grateful for that. And someone was looking out for me. Totally. Yep. Not a problem, Holly. Archwell Foundation. Look into it, Todd. The Archwell Foundation, is that the isn't that the Harry and Meghan thing? Is that the Harry and Meghan thing? Very quiet tonight, Bruce B. They're very quiet tonight. Don't say it too loud. 8 a.m. in the morning. Nice to meet you, Tammy. Lynn, nice to meet you all the way from Taiwan. Harry and Meghan. Is that there's so much drama there. Everybody's checking into the Harry and Meghan thing. That's like beating it's like how much can you go after them? We don't even know what's going on with half their family, right? It's outlandish and some crazy stuff. I bet you it is. Yeah, I'm not interested in the Q word. I know which one that is. What is your favorite topic to discuss on your channel? It changes. Just tell you the sorry came in late. I have 2 dogs. This is my 3rd generation of pets. Lady Wolf. And they're older. They're old. They're old. Hi from Serbia. Wow. Joe Taylor, if you're bored, you can leave. Don't let the door kick you in the butt. This isn't a cult. You could always leave. Nobody's going to try to keep you. Say why you think Thomas needs to correct himself. Yeah, I pretty much said that in the video. I think that he was rude, and I think that you just don't mimic people like that. You just don't mimic people like that, Alonzo. You know, it was insulting, and I don't think there was a reason for it. Oh, I thought you were telling me that I was bored, that it was boring. Didn't you write boring? No, I meant the Harry and Meghan story. Oh, okay. All right, Joe Taylor, thank you. You could have thought I was boring. It might not be for you. I am not crazy about lives because what you guys like read, like you're watching somebody read something. So I think it is boring sometimes. I have a rescue dog and I have a boxer mix. So I'm sorry about that, Joe. Sorry about that. I have some people do come just to leave rude comments, Joe. I'm not saying you, but some people do come to do that. Um, yeah, so I have a boxer mix and I have a rescue mix, half person. Um, oh, I don't know what I like to talk most about on the channel. Whatever I'm into, and when I learn something or feel like it's going to be exciting, my favorite dessert, I'm really, really trying not to eat things at this moment, to be honest with you, but I like key lime pie. I guess it would be my favorite dessert. I like key lime pie. Yeah. I appreciate that. I know you're interacting. I have a boxer. Aren't they great? I have 2 tuxedo cats, but I had a couple cats, I just don't have any right now. Hi, Melbourne. Melbourne in Australia, down under. How is it there? I'm in PA right now. Where are you from? Where is it from? I'm in New York. Um, thank you. Thank you, Zen1111 Tarot. Happy St. Patrick's Day and rainbows. Favorite color is green. Please scroll up for my question. Oh, can't you copy and paste? I'm trying. Question: what did you love most about your wife, Jen? Ah, there's so much about Jen. She was fearless, and she was no apologies. She was who she was. So if she liked a certain type of music, it wasn't. She never like made sure that you liked something before she did. She didn't really. She was confident in the things that she liked. She wasn't a liar. She was very honest, even if it cost her something. So that's what I love most about her. Um, what else? Zodiac sign Gemini. Thank you, Evie. I love dogs too. Cinnamon, hot, hot, hot. Most of the time, more than people, unfortunately. The U.S. prison system, in what regard? What do you want to know, Sarah? I worked in the jail system, so it's a little different than prison system, but it's still corrections. If I could answer something, I'll tell you. Liver disease, the green heart. I didn't know that. Boxer dogs are special. He's my second boxer. Dogs are the best people. I agree. Have you never tried key lime pie? You have to make sure that the key lime pie is not green. It's got to be yellow. Green key lime pie is fake. I'm asking random questions to get people talking if anyone thinks I'm crazy. That's okay. Did you like your job at the jail? I loved it. I loved my job at the jail. I had a dog that was part dachshund, Kim. Actually, it was my mom's dog. Hey, Mac. Over 100 people are here. Holly Jolly, you always got my numbers and everything. What do you do? What city do you live in? Well, I'm not going to give my city, but I live in the Hudson Valley area. I live in the mountains in upstate New York. But if you live more north than me, you'd say I don't live in upstate New York. What was my most fulfilling or rewarding job? Mm. I would say that I really felt working in with the juveniles was very rewarding, but also working with the inmates in the jail was really rewarding as well. I'd say that those were probably my most rewarding jobs. Um, that's fine. Bruce and North. Oh, you live in Poughkeepsie. I'm familiar with Poughkeepsie, very much so. I've been to some of the. I've been to the Chance and the Bardavon. So you're in Hudson Valley too. Yeah, I'm in upstate. Lake George. See, that's upstate, right? That's beautiful up there. Thank you for my hair. Compliment. It's rough. Did you see my comment that Fiona's dad is a teacher in a juvenile prison? I did not see that. I did not see that. What did I do in the jail? So, what I did in the jail was when I first got hired, I got hired in the kitchen, and it was to teach the inmates, to give them like a job or get them familiar with a job or some sort of trade that so when they left the jail, they would have something. And then it became where I was the kitchen supervisor, and then I was the manager for a really short period, and then I went over to the commissary and I ran the commissary. But the thing about the jail that I worked in, they didn't have like a dining hall. It didn't have a mess hall. So all of the inmates were delivered their food, on trays, and they ate inside of their wing. Um, that was the new jail. The old jail, they ate right inside of their cell block, you know. So, but there was never like a kitchen for them to come and sit down and eat in. That I don't think jails have that. I haven't seen a jail that has that, where they sit and eat inside of a main room. In prisons, they have like the mess halls where you would sit and like eat inside of um, the dining hall area. So yeah, in the commissary. So I got to see every single inmate there was, whether they were in the hole, whether they were in there for violent crimes, whether they were in there because they just couldn't pay something and they couldn't get out of there. So because everybody goes to jail before they go to prison. If they've been to prison, they've been to jail first. So yeah. When police are kind and civil at the jail, it meant the world to me. It does matter. It matters because nobody needs to be treated bad inside, especially you got to remember I worked with a lot of people that hadn't even been convicted of the crime yet. A lot of people that I worked with just couldn't pay to get out because if you can't get out on your own recognizances and you can't pay the bail, then you're stuck in jail until you go to trial. You know what I'm saying? So, but then there were some people. So is prison more hardcore than jail? I would say a million times. I would definitely say that prison is probably much more hardcore because usually the people that are in prison are there for more severe acts. They have more time to do, so they'll do it in prison. And yeah, I would say so. And they have a lot more time in prison than they do in jail, so they could spend a lot more time coming up with, like, different ways to make shanks and stuff like that. I just read the book about the 12-year-old girls that were attacked and one was murdered. In the correctional facility? Kim. Kim Roberts. Your dad used to volunteer in the correctional as an adult? I don't understand it. I just read the book about the 12-year-old girls. I don't know that story. Alex was a moderator when Toddy was on Mrs. Kim's channel. Okay. I wasn't on Mrs. Kim's channel. Um yeah, I'm not good. I don't like that Kung Fu Panda. I'm not okay with that, and I heard that they stopped doing that. She's asking me, "How do you feel about prisons being privatized?" I'm not all right with that. I heard that they stopped doing that and that they were no longer gonna be doing that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Your dad was visiting people. Yeah, he was visiting people that did awful crimes. God bless your dad. I couldn't do it, but God bless your dad. Would you recite or sing the lyrics to the song you wrote? Most incredible. Uh, yeah, let me tell you, that's the best verse of that song, to be honest with you. I have songs up. I don't have that song up. But, yeah, you ain't so pretty on the outside that you could be so ugly on the inside. Yeah, it's not one of my best songs, so no. I do have some of my songs up. Um, I'm pretty sure the one I wrote for Jen is up there. Um, yeah, so Outlandish History. So from my understanding, they are no longer allowed to they have to it's grandfathered in, so if somebody had a 10-year contract and that facility was privatized, then for the 10 years, they have to keep it privatized, but then they can't privatize it again. That's excuse me, from my understanding. That's it. Where are your songs up where? Um, guys, you Um, what my comment disappeared. Nobody's deleting comments. I think I have something on TikTok. I might have something on Instagram as far as my songs go. Um, yeah, I have to say that my songs have changed a lot and that they're much better. I am gonna do something with them, but I don't know that it's gonna have anything to do with YouTube, to be honest with you. Um, so somebody else said that they were a songwriter as well. Inmates have more rights in private prisons versus state prisons. I don't know. I don't know if they have more rights in private prisons than state prisons. I don't know. My music changes a lot, depends on my mood. Screenplays, songs. Somebody wanted to know about my recording studio. Who was that that wanted to know about it? I would love to hear a song someday. Okay. You will. I'm not being funny. You will. Um, yeah, so screenplays, and I can't even say that I write screenplays anymore. I've played guitar for over 43 years now, Toddy. That's excellent. I've played for about 20, but I really play 8 chords. Are you sick, Miss Toddy? How are you feeling today? I feel congested, to be honest with you, but thank you for asking, Sarah. I worked in a private prison for 4 years. Inmates gave me feedback. Oh, okay, that's cool. In which state did you work in? I guess where you said, right? Kansas City and Missouri, right? Anything on Kindle? I do. I do have 2 books that you can get on Kindle. Viola. You play viola? What do you play? I wanted to know about the studio. Sorry, folding laundry. That's okay. Um, so I owned a recording studio called Full Moon Records in Dania Beach, Florida, and I owned it for about 3 years, and it never made any money. And then I got robbed at gunpoint leaving the studio one night, and I was afraid to go back to the studio. That's the truth of what happened. But it was called Full Moon Records. It was in Dania, Florida, and it was a professional recording studio. And Beverly McClellan, who won on The Voice or came in third on The Voice or second on The Voice, who toured with Steve Vai. She did a recording at my studio, and that was that was there was a lot of good songs, I have to say, that came out of that studio. There was just also a lot of gatekeepers at the time. I think that had I have owned the studio and social media is what it is today, that some of these artists would have exploded. There's no doubt that some of them would have exploded. So I'm not somebody that should have a business because I did a lot of stuff for free, unfortunately. So, sorry, but I gotta run. Have a great night. You too, Phyllis. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yeah, it is all over the place, this live, but I'm trying to read the I'm trying to read. My dad was kind of famous and my mom was a publisher. That's cool. And do you play music? Seven Black Swans, wearable art, aliens. What do you think? I believe that there's aliens. I believe in that. I think that there's definitely stuff out there. And as I get older, I think more. Yeah, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I ask uncomfortable sometimes, but then again, I did give Jenna her nickname. Oh, that's for Alonzo. Can you tell Toddy's good people? Thank you, Toddy, for your viewing. You're very welcome. I play multiple instruments and write lyrics. That's awesome. Very cool. What style music is that? Seven Black Swans, wearable art. Cool. I was going to ask Toddy about aliens too. Yes. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe in aliens? Do you want to? I actually did do something I want to say with Russell about that, about aliens and stuff. And we talked about, so it's in my playlist and in Informants. I think it was the first or second show that we did. I found you last night. Yes, I believe someone named Mandela posted you. Also, a reporter. Thank you. 100% believe in aliens. Not sure I believe in Xenu. Is the only one I believe in. Yeah. Probably the only one I don't believe in. Did you guys ever hear of the Hill case, the Henry Hill case? It took in upstate New York. They were going to Canada or Niagara Falls on their honeymoon. Hey, Rachel, thank you because I know it's really early in the morning there. So thank you for joining us from the UK. Love your style. Thank you. Thank you again, Seven Black Swan, wearable art. I believe there must be other forms of life out there have problems with saucers abducting people. So, Sandy G, do you know the story I'm talking about? The Betty, yeah, there we go. Betty and Barney Hill. Yes, that's the one. I said something different. I said Henry Hill. He was somebody political, wasn't he? Henry Hill. Yeah, why is that name familiar? Really? Yeah, I've got a nice group tonight. They're grand. Really, I didn't know that. I don't really do a lot with the fighting and stuff. Tell us an interesting secret you never told before. I doubt that I would do that online. Nice try, Holly Jolly. Nice try. I think I've heard about it. Not sure. Toddy, tell us. Henry Hill is in Goodfellas. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Alonzo. But the Hills, um, yeah, absolutely. The Hill. So I believe that that happened to that couple, that they were taken up into. Why not? I mean, there's weirder things that happen on Earth, so why not? Skinwalkers. Those aren't those like the shapeshifters, the skinwalkers? I got a brother that's totally into that. I got a brother. Yep, don't tie. Hi Walter, how you doing? I'd like to say something about Gypsy Rose. That is Dr. Phil gave her the excuse to blame Nick during his interview. Yeah, I don't like Dr. Phil. I don't like Dr. Phil at all. RL froze. I don't like him at all. Yep, shapeshifters. I don't know. I'm sure my brother could talk me into it. I believe in the Sasquatch. So I saw this thing about Bigfoot. Hello again from the UK. Dr. Phil is a joke. Yeah, he sold himself out. I believe that. I believe he sold himself out. Not only did he do that with Gypsy, but he did something really messed up with Natalia Grace. Remember when he called her a liar and said that there was no way that she was so young, and she ended up being so young? I'm curious about your experience with the witness protection program and how you think that impacted who you are and your worldview. I did just talk about the witness protection program probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. Um, I have learned to do more than one thing at a time. In the witness protection program, I always felt like I was on. I had to make sure that I always wrote the new name and, you know, I had a story. I The story wasn't the same as my real story, so I had to always be on and be careful of what I said and how I said it and all of that. And well, it worked pretty well for me in the jail, and it worked really well for me in the juvenile detention center where I worked, or juvenile residential center where I worked, because you constantly have to be on and you have to have eyes in the back of your head. So that's how it helped me. That was an answer about the witness protection program and how it changed my point of view. What about Shelley Duvall? I lost respect after his interview with Shelley Duvall. I didn't see that interview. I had major issues with Dr. Phil because of Natalia Grace. I need to look at your old videos. Please do. How many siblings do you have? I have 2 dogs that need to go out because they think that they can. Guys, can you go lay down somewhere? Nope. Go lay down. Go lay down now. I took care of you. Hey, go lay down. Um, yeah, Dr. Phil here. I don't even think he's licensed anymore, I heard. What about Run Bambi Run? Dr. Phil had her locked up in a room. And I really think that things went to his head. Do you guys see more than 4 likes on this live? Anyone? I don't know. I can't look at that. Somebody says there's 50. He doesn't need to keep a license up. No reason. He should. I mean, that's the thing. He isn't a doctor anymore, but he's still acting like one. So why shouldn't he keep his license up? That's the thing that made all this money for you. So you're inconvenienced by having to go back to school and keep your license up so that you could keep up to date on things. So that's why I would think that. So, guys, you got to excuse me. I got to let them out because they're not going to stop. So, you guys just give me a moment and let me let them out, and I'll be right back. Okay, hero. Okay. Hang on, guys. Come on, let's go. Let's go, guys. Hero. Hang on. Sorry about that, guys. I do have to go back and let them back in. So sorry about that. Did I miss anything? Thank you. Guys, thank you for coming on and everything. Bye, Michelle. Yes, please tell Bruce that we really appreciate him allowing you to use his handle here. Thank you. Thank you. We have an eclipse tonight. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to let them back in at some point. Welcome, Donna Faye, all day. So, did I miss any questions up here about anything? I gotta go. I only got an hour. Thank you. Any jackass can kick over a barn if it takes a real carpenter, but it takes a real carpenter to back it. Let's see. I'm glad that you guys are chatting. What is the picture behind me? Which one? There's a couple of them. This is my dog Miles. He's no longer with us. My son Milo is named after him. That's Miles. That's a John Lennon. That's John Lennon, In My Life, the song lyrics for In My Life. That was Miles's dog tag that I got in Scotland. So I have a few people from Scotland, right? So I bought that in Edinburgh. Maybe in the Sterling Mall. I either bought that in Edinburgh or the mall in Sterling. I don't remember. In My Life is my favorite song of all time. Is that true? Hey Joe, how you doing? I like Stony Ed, believe it or not. My favorite movie, A Star Is Born from 1973, Barbara Streisand and Chris Christopherson. Do you celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas or both? I celebrate Christmas, but out of respect for family members or people of the Jewish faith, I say Happy Hanukkah as well. My favorite holiday is Easter. My dream is to go to Scotland and go metal detecting in Scotland. Why do you want to go metal detecting in Scotland? Outlandish history. I love Scotland. And we have a few people on here from Scotland. I've always wondered your heritage and background. Hungarian. Hungarian, and my family's Jewish. So I'm a pretty hungry Jew. Greetings from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've been there. Been there. Easter is what it's all about. Yes, I agree. I'm Scottish and Italian. So I need to go let my dogs back in. What's hidden in Scotland? Gold? There's Scotland's great. Can you do your next live where viewers can come on and talk to you? I don't know how to do those lives, and I don't even know how to put something up to let you know that I'm doing a live to help remind you. So let me go get my dogs and I'll be right back, okay? And Sandy, are you leaving? If you are, good night. I live just bordering Scotland. Scotland and England, yes. Yes, that would be the only way that would work, right? Do you have StreamYard? Holly Jolly could tell you about my StreamYard. lay down. Don't give me shit. Go lay down, sunshine. Sorry about that, guys. StreamYard is not user friendly. Apparently, there's a bunch of stuff you got to do for it. I'm supposed to do something maybe with Mrs. J again, so I'm going to see about my StreamYard. You needed to have your account like verified within a certain amount of time, and I didn't have enough time to do that, and we didn't know that, so that's what happened with my StreamYard. I should be okay on StreamYard now. I'm sorry, but I haven't tried it since then. Sorry. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Catherine Robinson. Good night, everyone. Have a good night. Chickens and ducks in for the night. Go get Gigi. Take care of your chickens and ducks. I'm gonna get some chickens next door. My neighbor just built a coop, and so I'll have chickens. StreamYard was made specifically for Apple users. I have an Apple. Is there any more questions, guys? Anything? We've had some people join since the last time. Any ideas about or any cases or anything that you guys want to talk about? Any specific ideas that you'd like to see future videos on? Anybody have interesting stories to tell that they'd like to be interviewed? Do you live in a rural area? I do not, but I have done. I don't. I live in a neighborhood. Correctional officers, there's some really good correctional officers, and then there's some people that really needed to get a badge in their life to make up for the fact that they weren't popular in high school, so they take it out on people. Hasn't been answered yet. Your experience with corruption inside Department of Correction system. Uh Corruption, misbehavior, I'd say. I don't know that I would say corruption. There were sometimes, unfortunately, officers, security officers correctional officers that might have been inappropriate with inmates, but maybe two in the whole time that I was there that I knew of. So Sarah, I hope that answers your question. Thanks for all your uploads. Thank you so much, Al Palmer. You missed my last three questions, comments. Where are they? I didn't miss that one, Bo Beats. So where I didn't miss that comment. So tell me more. Joe Taylor, it's about bedtime for this old man. Joe, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I'd like to talk about prison reform. My son is in prison. I'm sorry to hear that. We could talk about it. Reach out to me, toddy1skip@gmail.com. Joe, you're welcome. My partner was level 4 during the Pelican Bay. Sure. Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. My cousin is woman's prison. That somebody who just left there. Thank you, Toddy. You're welcome. Blessings to you. Good night, Mac. Hi, Mandy Lee. Thank you, Nikki. You could reach me. I said at Toddy1skip. I'm not good with email though. You just gotta be patient with me. Is it Nikki Pie? Nikki Pie. What do you do for a living? I don't work in corrections. Nope. I don't work in that field anymore. Good night, Kim. That's all right, Mandy. I think this runs Gypsy, right? But somebody else was in there too. I wasn't thinking of Gypsy. I knew she was in there, but somebody else was in there too. And who was in there? Mm. Is it Pam? That's who I think Rachel was too. Yeah, but no. It's Pam Hupp. That's who it was. Office for Habitat for Humanity. Really? So that's pretty cool. How ironic. It should be a house for Habitat for Humanity house, Gypsy Rose's old place. Thank you, Sunnyshine Inc. Thank you a lot. Hi, Barbie. Didn't they make the house for her? They did make the house for her with I don't know that they made the house for her, but they made it friendly, disability friendly for her, wheelchair accessory friendly for her. Good night, Autumn. You like haunted houses? High Five Lives. Haunted houses. They redid the house for her. That's what Lady Wolf says. They redid the house for her. You must have been Florida the first time you saw her walk on TV. Yeah, what was it like? Go ahead, tell us. Tell us, at L. Palmer. For real. That's great. It, L. Palmer, do you see the questions? What did you say the first time? What did you think the first time you saw her walk? Yes, they built the house there for her. Haunted houses like what kind of haunted houses? Like the haunted house, as much as I would love to stay because I love your channel. I understand that. Thank you so much, Terry Bailey. To reconstruct house many times to make the doorways wide, light switches lower, etc. In the meantime, she could walk perfectly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So what was your Sarah, so what was your when you first saw her walk, like what did you think? If you want info on a cool YouTube channel, check out Gotta Go Bibo Beats. I don't understand why I keep missing this stuff from you, but I see stuff like that. So what I'll go back and look at it. I promise. Any haunted houses? Ghost tours. I would love to go on a prison tour. Yeah, I did one in the UK, and someone really couldn't find a chair. Got passed up. That's right. Somebody who really needed a chair got passed up. Hero, go lay down, babes. I just enjoy playing. I totally believe she did that too. And she got all the benefits of it too. I totally believe. I thought her mom had forced her to fake it all. It was just like everyone. Exactly. I felt the same way, Sarah. I felt like when I first saw the act, I was like, damn. And then I started seeing stuff and from Fancy, a lot from Fancy. But when you start seeing a crack in somebody's facade, you realize you're not the only person that has seen that, right? So I saw it and I was like, there's got to be other people that have to have the same questions that I'm asking. And it ended up being that, yeah. And Fancy just had, I believe, she has more information than most because she has really studied this case, for 7 years. So, and then the courtroom testimony changed their opinion about that. I agree. What did I miss? I did one at the oldest jail in the U.S. in St. Augustine, Florida. Man, I should do that. I want to do that. The jail thing. When she said she wanted me to tell her, I hope you do more sister wives content. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the thing that Fancy put up today about the chromosome disorder. Whoever had the metal detector, go find that. Nobody has the metal. Who has the metal detector? Somebody wants it to go to Scotland with. Sarah's all working with Fancy. They stand strong. Who thinks the doctor was her father? Yeah. Did you see that I put something up about that, Winona? Winona 1960. Did you see that? If she was so addicted to pills like she said, she would have needed a lot of things. Exactly. I said that too. I said that too. Exactly. She would have been through withdrawals. And then she said something about being able to buy like several pills for $50 in jail. No, 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 no. Well, I've heard horror stories about the kitchen if they're going. I don't know why someone the doctor. If she believed she was ill, she would have also taken medicine with her. Exactly. One of one of you guys told me that, and I was like, "You're absolutely right." It was all a lie. It was all a scam. It's all about money, and she loved the attention. And look, she got it again. She got it again. Hello, Carrie. Is there any more questions, guys? Let's see. Thank you. Much better. She is all right. Is that all they knew each other for? 4 weeks? I thought that they worked pretty well together. But, so Ryan had a channel and now that channel's gone. It was exposing Good Wives Network, but in the meantime, she put something up that I thought was a good report from Good Wives Network. So that's kind of weird. Dee Dee's ashes supposedly, Fancy said that one of the family members has the ashes because she saw them. What, Walter P? Where are all her other internet boyfriends? Come forward. Exactly, right? I'm right with you, Walter. Anyone find the mason jar? Hex. Yes, 4 weeks with Ryan Courtney. It was only 4 days. Wow. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Sarah. Sarah, you're the woman that spoke about Natalia Grace. Is that you? The one that had the interview with Fancy and spoke about Natalia Grace. Go lay down, please. Hero, go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Yes, yes. That was good. I really liked that interview. I liked that a lot. That was really nice. What a reality show that would be. Gypsy Once Loved Me, right? I lost my light, guys. The light went off on its own. You've been involved with the Natalia Grace case for years. See, and you would be the expert on that case. That case is fascinating. There's new stuff coming up, right? There's another series coming up on with that case. This is my first live and I got here late, so I'm sorry if you already answered this, but what kind of dog? I have two. One's a boxer mix and one's a rescue dog. She's got beagle and I don't know what else she has in her. But she's great, and they're older dogs. One's 15 and one's 10. is on Gypsy Rose. Nick did not arrive until the 10th, and on the I know it says that, right? So Kim says that the autopsy for Dee Dee's death was on the 9th, and Nick arrived on the 10th, and that is they can prove when Nick arrived because of his bus ticket. Oh, you have 3 dogs? Golden Season 3 is currently filming Natalia Grace. Very cool. The new mom in Natalia's case is very suspect. I think that, from my understanding, Kylie Rodney case. No, but I'll write it down. Is that how you spell it? Rodney. Okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yes, I did take a quick nap. It was 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, she does have a lot to say. She runs the show. She wears the pants in the family, mine included. Talking about my dog. Is he a bulldog? No, he wasn't a bulldog. He was a boxer. He was a purebred boxer. Miles. And Milo is supposed to be a miniature boxer, but he's not a miniature boxer. He weighs more than Miles. So Milo weighs about now he's lost some weight, so he weighs about 48 pounds, and Miles weighed about 50 pounds, but Milo has weighed more than 50 pounds. Yep, they are beautiful. Thank you. They can't find the ticket, but Gypsy and Nick's. I'm sure that they found the ticket somewhere. They had. I guarantee you, they could have done it through. They might not have physically found their ticket, but there is something that I bet you Greyhound bus showed them. It did say the 9th, Walter. I believe it did say the 9th. Yeah, Nick said 4 times, and there was 14 stab wounds, not 17, I guess. So I really, excuse me, do think that maybe Nick unalived an already unalived person. And I think because he wanted to be such a hero, he wanted it to seem. I don't think he intentionally lied about anything. I think in his head he sees it a certain way. It's going to be interesting when Nick finally does speak. You know, he's got a lot to lose if he speaks out of turn right now, but if he were to lose his appeal, it wouldn't be anything for him to speak. I'd speak, and I'd have money put on my books for the rest of my term there too. Why should Gypsy be making all this money? Intoxicali would have been sealed until Nick has exhausted all his appellate rights. So, but somebody has read the death date on that, Sarah, no? Sarah, has anybody read, like, I mean, they say that she died on the 9th of June, right? Yes. So aren't they getting that from the autopsy, or they're just getting that from the police records? I'm gonna have the cranberry juice mustache there. Hasn't been shown yet. Still waiting for it to come up. The ticket, that is. You think that there's another side to Nick, Walter? I don't think so. Death certificate is different than an autopsy. It came from the police investigation. Okay. So nobody has seen the autopsy report then. So I got that wrong. Sarah says that they're keeping it sealed until Nick has exhausted all of his appeals, I believe. Betsy Sue. Betsy Sue, that's cute. I didn't get that until now. Uh, 500 vampire, they got I I don't really think that person really existed inside of him. I because Gypsy had already had that role playing thing down because she had it with Dan. That has come up before she ever knew Nick. The ticket in question was actually digital. That's why there's no paper ticket convenient, right? Yeah, but I mean, don't they still have to know who's riding on their buses? So wouldn't they have like the bus Greyhound wouldn't have the information? I do believe Fancy when it comes to how much medical she actually went through. I believe that. I think Gypsy brought out the worst. I think she brings out the worst in everybody. Isn't that a horrible thing to say? I hope he has a good counsel this time too. I don't know that she was strangled. I heard that she was almost decapitated. Don't let YouTube hear that. Did you guys hear me? Because I was kind of whispering. Thanks, Margaret. I, I am. I'm a little tired. It's hard for me to see because I wear progressive lenses, right? So I can't see some of as it goes up, as it scrolls up, I have to keep messing around with my eyes because I lose the line of where it's for astigmatism and where it's for reading glasses. So that's why I'm like always doing that. I feel like Gypsy tortured her mom for I think that yep. They keep mentioning the lack of blood. Right? There was a definite lack of blood there. So how do you do that? Hi, Loretta. How do you do that to somebody 14 times and have not that much on him? I think there was more of his blood because he cut himself. I'm not trying to laugh. Now I get punchy, I gotta be honest with you. So we're gonna have another few minutes here and then I'm gonna go because I'm starting to get punchy. And that's just because I'm exhausted. Buy a prescription pair of reading glasses regular for using on the computer. I need to do that too, just to cheap. I thought about that, um, but I also have astigmatism. So how does that work? Like, how does that work? And then I don't want to walk around with two pairs of glasses. I'll leave the house in just the reading glasses. I know I'll do that. So I don't know if I could do that, Margaret. Or whoever was telling me about hi Peggy, who was telling me about uh the reading glasses there. Here you are. Figured it out. Told me about the reading glasses. I have astigmatism also. Yeah, I have astigmatism and also I need reading glasses. So these are progressive. And as the thing goes up, you gotta take care of yourself. Oh, thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm fine. I tried that, and yes, I would leave the house. I see. I don't want to. I can't do that. I don't want to leave the house with my glasses. Now my dogs need to go for a walk. Not a problem. Dogs come first. Dogs come first. Bifocals. See, so it's difficult. Good night to everyone. Kim. Good night. Good night. Thank you so much. I agree. We have a great little community here. Thank you, Walter. Good night, Palmer. Thank you, Al Palmer. All work and no play will wear you out. Yes, I believe that. She wore bifocals at 14. Did she need them? That's the question. Yes, I wore a progressive too, but the lower prescription is only for reading. I can't help about walking out of the house with them though. Thank you. I'm so glad I caught alive. I've watched so many. Thank you, Scooter. Thank you. Appreciate it. What are your thoughts on Natalia now? Oh man, I'm heartbroken over what I heard about Natalia and that she was loaned out and shit. Natalia, Grace, and the fact that there's nobody overseeing what's going on with these kids, it, that it's just criminal. So that's what I think. That's what I think about Natalia, and I'm looking forward to seeing the third series. A few years younger than you and already wearing progressive trifocals. Trifocals. Oh my gosh. For what? What are the three prescriptions? Do you really think she honestly needed or wore her bifocals? I don't. Do you think? What do you think? I don't think that she needed her glasses. She doesn't need them now, right? I don't know. Yeah, it's amazing what happens as we get older, right? No shit. Like we lose our vision. It's tough, man. It's tough. I wear trifocals, or actually, I don't wear them. Rehoming is barbaric for pets, but children with absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Rehoming anything live, I don't understand that. She's not wearing any glasses, right, Sarah? Exactly. So, what was in those bifocals? Were they just fake glass in there? Sarah, what do you think? Do you think that the doctor's the daddy? That was the first time that I saw those pictures. You got to admit they look alike. She does look like the doctor, doesn't she, Kung Fu Panda? She definitely does. Feral cats have more rights in some states than children do. Good night, Haley. Looking glasses were a prop. The huge good. Oh, wow. Hey, Be Free. Wow. So, Sarah, do you think what's your feeling about the doctor being the dad? Do you want to comment on that? I would have said, wow. But when you look at the pictures, like, wow. Good night, Margaret. Good night, Margaret. I'm going to bed very shortly, too. Oh, thank you so much. Everybody hit the like, yes, please, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, please. Thank you. I'm not very good at that. I told you I'm terrible. I'm terrible as a business person. Yep. That makes sense, Krusky. That makes sense. Krusky says if the doctor was the dad, it would make sense why he would risk his job for Dee Dee. Gypsy looks like the doctor. Did you see Judy? Did you see the video that I put out earlier? It was from Good Wives Network. Sometimes is up with the doctor. I don't think he is Gypsy's father, but I fully believe he and Dee Dee were in a relationship for decades. And I believe insurance fraud 100%. Is that what you mean, or you mean romantic, or you mean both, Sarah? I think that Dr. B and Gypsy look so much alike, though. Business is tough. Oh, thank you. 110 likes and 90 in the chat. Thank you guys so much. I just don't know what to think about Natalia. I feel for her, but something is just odd. Yeah, but you know that Natalia, I mean, like, she was put in these incredibly mature situations at such an incredibly young age that, oh my gosh, she can't be normal. How could you be? How could you be? I, how could you be? It's just a whole other viewpoint. You know what I mean? Like, let me see. Never for me. What doctor have you ever heard of that moves states for one patient? Never for me. Not unless you're married to them. Hi there. I'm finally catching your live stream. Today's 75B. Welcome. Thank you. We're not hanging out for much longer. I've been on it for a while and I was told that I look like shit. No, I was told that I really look exhausted and I am tired. But thank you for joining us. Yeah, I put up a video, just my last video, selenite. My last video was on that if you want to check that out. I was raising myself and my 4-year-old brother at 8. Wow. I'm sorry for that. That's hard, you know. That's hard for that. Oh, thank you, Purple Fire. I appreciate that. Guys, any more questions? Because I am getting ready to go to bed. Yeah, but maybe so. That's exactly it, outlandish history. We're all a product of our past. And it either makes us stronger or makes us resentful. You know, resentful doesn't get us anywhere except angry. But sometimes that's the thing that works through to get us to the other side. So whatever works to get us to the other side, I just think it's important that we get to the other side, right? You know, I believe in therapy. I go to a therapist. Used to be once a week. Now it's once every 2 weeks because she got sick of me. No, she's cool. But I totally believe that whatever works for people, that's it. Thank you, Angel Wings from Tennessee. Good night. Thank you. Thank you so much, Selenite. Good night, Lily. When do you plan on doing your next live? I don't know, Sarah. I don't know. But I'm gonna figure out how to let you guys know when I do know. Thank you, Seven Black Swans, Wearable Art. Thank you guys. All right, guys, I'm getting ready to go. Is that what your therapist said? Outlandish history. You're welcome, Jerry. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming and spending some of your St. Patty's Day with me and your Sunday night. You know, thank you so much. Thank you, Purple Fire, Sarah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. I definitely do. I'm going to end the stream. I am going to get some rest. Thank you so much, everybody. Sarah, I thank you so much from my heart. Thank you, guys. Holly Jolly, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. See ya. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a good one. Be safe, everybody. Okay. Thank you so much, Joe and Oz. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Rake's Funny Farm. Thank you, Lady Wolf. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Seven Black Swans. Thank you so much. Thanks.